I will share the screen share. Yeah, screen share అవుతుందమ్మా.
No, ma'am.
One. Now,
No, ma'am. It's rotating.
now,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. Today topic is our first heading, income from salary. How many headings? Total 5 headings now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So income from salary, income from house property, income from business or profession, income from capital gains, and income from other sources. In last class, I'll tell income from capital gains now. Before that, income from house property, and today topic is income from salary. For income from business or profession, I give the important questions. I think today is the last class. Next class, core
Oh,
subjects
ma'am.
are there. Core subjects na next class.
We have another class of this subject, 28 maybe.
28th,
Sunday,
core
next Sunday, 28th.
yeah, core subjects timetable is there. See the timetable. If class is there, I will take the class also. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. We will see.
Yeah. Now, uh, head head of income is income from salary. Salary means what? Anybody?
The money which we are taking
Hmm.
from the others,
Hmm.
which we are working on something.
Hmm. Nothing but any remuneration received by an employee
Employee.
of employment from the employer is known
Yes,
as
yes,
salary
ma'am.
income.
Salary.
Nothing but the payment is made to some categories of what are that salary, partner salary, salary of a worker, any employee, salary of member of parliament, like that. So when you receive the salary, you have to calculate income from salary. If the above the exemption limit, then you have to pay the tax. How to calculate income from salary? This is the procedure, main procedure for calculation of income from salary. See here, headings. So total 4 headings, 5 headings are important. Salary, allowances, perquisite, profit in lieu of salary, deduction under section 16. So in salary heading, subheadings also is there. What is that? Basic pay. Any government employee, you know the how basic pay and dearness allowance. plus HRA and any commission, fees, bonus, all to calculate gross salary, they said. So basic pay starting with how much amount, including bonus, fees, commission also comes under salary only. That is the reason, see here, salary heading, basic pay, bonus, fees, commission. And here, what is this? Employer's contribution to RPF. RPF means recognized provident fund. Okay, recognized provident fund in excess of 12 percentage of salary. That means less than 12 percentage, that one is exemption from tax. Above 12% only have to write here. Okay, employer's contribution to RPF in excess of 12 percentage of salary in excess of interest on RPF, recognized provident fund, exempted rate is 9.5 percentage. Okay, for interest 9.5, for RPF, recognized provident fund, 12 percentage. Okay. Next, contribution made by employer to employee under new pension scheme. Any NPS, nothing but new pension scheme. So in salary heading, what are the items or comes under salary heading? Basic pay, bonus, fees, commission, employees contribution to recognized provident fund, and interest on our recognized provident fund. Again, new pension scheme, contribution made by the employer to the employee. Now come to the allowances. Dearness allowances, dearness pay, CCA, house rent allowance. This is house rent allowances is there na. This one is very, very important. After this table, I will discussion about the house rent allowance, how to calculate house rent allowance. See here in bracket what he said, unexempted. So exempted amount, how to calculate. Unexempted amount only have to write in this column. Okay. Next, entertainment allowance. So in your exam, without house rent allowance, entertainment allowance, no question. House rent allowance, entertainment allowance, very, very important. Next to perquisites. In perquisites means nothing but in the kind of thing. For example, any accommodation, rent-free accommodation, any premium, any facilities to the other than money, nothing but kind. That comes under perquisites. Rent-free accommodation, insurance premium paid by the employer, provision for domestic servant. See here, in the kind of in the kind of not in the money way. Just two things, three, free accommodation, insurance premium, and provision of domestic servant. These are all comes under which heading? Perquisites. Next, profits in lieu of salary. Compensation received on any termination and transferred balance. Here, RPF means recognized provident fund. URPF means unrecognized provident fund. Okay. Any transfer balance, that means unrecognized provident fund to recognized provident fund, that amount also comes under in the heads of profits in lieu of salary. So when in the exam they given income from salary, calculate income from salary, you write first headings. In headings, what comes under that heading, you have to write. Okay. So salary, allowances, perquisites, profits in lieu of salary, when you add these are all, you get gross income from salary. Gross income from salary is equal to what? Salary plus allowances plus perquisites plus profits in lieu of salary. After that, deduction under section 16. First, you have to write under section 16 compulsory. Okay. So under section 16, first one is what? 16 one, standard deduction. Standard deduction. So here, how to calculate standard deduction? Standard deduction is, for example, what is the amount of gross salary and 50,000 of income, whichever is least is the comes under section 16. Okay. Standard deduction, how to calculate? Gross salary, income are 50,000, whichever is least is the gross income, sorry, standard deduction under section 16. Okay. Professional entertainment allowance, I will tell you after this table. HRA is nothing but house rent allowance and entertainment allowance, I will tell you. Okay. Professional tax under section 16, subsection 3. You have to write directly how much amount they give for professional tax. Directly you write in the subscription column. That means here, so standard deduction, they are not given in the question. That one is standard amount. You have to calculate how standard deduction limit is 50,000 or income, whichever is least is the standard deduction. Okay. Now, this is the procedure for after this, you get the income from salary. So gross income from salary minus deduction under section 16. So deduction under section 16, how many deductions? 3 deductions. What are that? Standard deduction 16.1, entertainment allowance 16.2, professional tax 16.3. Okay. So you now you know the standard deduction, professional tax. You don't know about the entertainment allowance now. Next topic, just 1 minute. Yeah, one more important. Some items are, you take the pic now, this one, take the screenshot, take the pic. Okay.
Ma'am, can you show the deductions?
Uh,
Deductions.
yeah. Wow, 1 minute. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, same in this table clearly here. See, the following are the items to be included under the subheading salary. So salary heading is there na in that basic pay. So see here, some items are fully taxable, some items are unexempted, amount is taxable only. So here basic pay, just you have to directly write in outer column. Outer column is that nothing but here in this. See here, salary heading, under salary heading, what comes under fully taxable, what comes under an unexempted and partly taxable. Okay, so here basic pay is fully taxable, wages fully taxable, bonus fully taxable, gratuity unexempted amount taxable only. Some amount is exempted from tax, some amount is unexempted from tax. Pension fully taxable, commission fully taxable, interim relief fully taxable, and excess of employers contribution recognized provident fund over 12% of salary only. What is the meaning of this? Only above 12% only taxable. Next, interest on recognized provident fund and also above 9.5 percentage only taxable. Okay. Transfer balance, that means URPF to RPF, employees contribution plus interest on the same is taxable. That means interest on contribution, if employer only given, in that case only taxable. See here, one note is there. Interest on own contribution is taxable under the head income from other sources. What is the meaning of this? If the balance is transferred to employer to employee, employer's contribution only. See here, employer's contribution only comes under this heading. If own interest and employee interest on own interest contribution is taxable under the which heads of income? Income from other sources, not comes under income from salary. Okay. Advance salary, any advance, any areas of salary, surrender of leave or leave encashment, remuneration of teachers and lecturers from university or any other body for setting up the papers or value the papers. That means lecturer, they value the papers now, valuation papers and paper setting, that means question paper setting. That all comes under which heading? income from other sources only. That means end point which comes under which heading? Income from other sources, not comes under income from salary. Okay. Next, income tax of the employee paid by the employer. Any income tax paid by of the employee paid by the employer is fully taxable. Next, remuneration for extra duties. That means OD. Overtime working allowances also fully taxable, and contribution made by the central government or any other any perquisites that also comes under fully taxable. So here, which one is fully taxable? That one is directly have to write in the table salary heading. That's all. Which one is unexempted amount is you have to calculate in working notes. How much amount unexempted? Unexempted is nothing but after the exemption. For example, gratuity is 50,000. You have to calculate how much and some rules and regulations for calculation of how much amount exempted from tax for gratuity. So that amount, after that amount only you have to write here. For example, 50,000 gratuity. In that 30,000 exemption amount. So 50,000 minus 30,000 balancing figure is how much? 20,000. That 20,000 only have to write here. Unexempted amount is how much amount is unexempted. That amount only have to write in salary heading. Okay. So this is the procedure for in the heads of salary income. Okay. Now come to the, before that one more here. Which one is comes under income from salary? You take the pick now. This one. Take the pick.
Yes, ma'am.
Over.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. See, salary received by a worker or staff member. Which one is comes under? Some items are comes under salary only. But in our income tax purpose, that one is comes under income from salary, heads of income from salary, and income from other sources, or income from business or profession. See, salary received by a worker or staff member and employee, it is comes under treated as income from salary only. Next, salary received by a partner in form comes under which one? Comes under income from business or profession, not comes under income from salary. What is that? Salary received by a partner in a firm. That means in partnership firm, any salary received by a partner, that one is considered as income from business or profession. Next, income received by a director of a company. Director of a company, that one is comes under income from other sources. Next, salary received by a managing director or chief executive director of a limited company, that one is comes under income from salary. Next, salary received by any MLAs or MPs, that one also comes under income from other sources. Salary received by a judge of High Court or Supreme Court, that one is considered as income from salary. And income received by a chief minister and minister, income from salary only. Income received by advocates and general from the government, that one is comes under income from business or profession. Okay. These are the main important points. Which one is, which salary is comes under income from salary, income from business or profession, income from other sources. Okay. Take the this pick also. Laura?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, one more screenshot. Yeah. Next, allowances. In the allowances, entertainment allowance is very, very important for you. Here, entertainment allowance is deduction under section 16(2). Under section 16, there are the standard deduction is 16(1) and entertainment allowance comes under 16(2). So here, first, how much amount they given in entertainment allowance, you have to write in the heads of allowances. See here, 1 minute. See here, under the heads of allowance income, entertainment allowance is there na. How much amount they given, just you write in allowances heading entertainment allowance. After that, you have to calculate how much amount exempted from for entertainment allowance. So here, in the case of employee, the employee comes under central or state government employer or employee of statutory corporate, that means local authorities and non-government employee. Nothing but that employee comes under government employer, non-government employer. If the employee comes under non-government employee, no deduction is allowed. That means directly for entertainment allowance, no deduction is allowed. Okay. If the employees comes under government employee, the least of the three following conditions. What are that? 20% of salary and actual amount of allowance received plus receivable also, and 5,000. Whichever is least is the comes under deduction under section entertainment allowance. So, for example, here salary means what? Only have to take here basic pay only. In salary heading, so many subheadings are there now. What are that? Fees, commission, bonus. Don't take. Only you take salary means what? Here only you take basic pay. On basic pay, 20%, and how much amount, actual amount, entertainment allowances, and 5,000 is the standard amount. Whichever is least is that one is comes under deduction under section 16(2) for entertainment allowance. So here, what are the points? That employees comes under central or state government employer, non-government employer. If the employee is non-government employee, no deduction is allowed. Just you have to write the note. The employee comes under non-government employee. That is the reason for entertainment allowance, no deduction is allowed. So in allowances heading, you write entertainment allowance, leave it. If the employee comes under central or state government employee only, in that case, you have to write in working notes these three situations. What are that? 20% of salary, actual amount received, 5,000. Whichever is least is the exemption under section 16(2). That amount you have to write here. See, entertainment allowance 16(2). Okay, whichever is least amount is comes under here. So first entertainment allowance you write in allowances heading. After that, how much amount deduction is right under section 16(2). This is the procedure for calculation of under section 16(2). So standard deduction, entertainment allowance, professional tax. So deduction under section 16, now you know. Standard deduction means how much income are 50,000, whichever is least is the comes under standard deduction 16(1). Entertainment allowance, how much amount deduction is allowed for government or central and state government employee, and professional tax 16(3) directly have to write. So this is the procedure for calculation of deduction under section 16. Now
Ma'am,
ah,
can you once explain the standard deduction?
1 minute. I will share the pic also for standard deduction. See here. This for standard deduction, gross income from salary are 50,000. Whichever is least is the comes under standard deduction here. That's all. Okay. Now, gross income from salary means what? Salary, allowances, perquisite, profits in you have salary, you get the gross income from salary. After that, gross income from salary and 50,000 is the standard amount. Gross income from salary 50,000, whichever is least is the standard deduction under section 16(1). That's all. Now it is clear?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So standard deduction, you know, entertainment allowance, you know, professional tax, you know. So under the head salary, what comes under this? Basic pay, bonus, fees, commission, employees contribution. That means recognize RPF and unrecognized, NPS. So which one is fully exempted? Which one is partly exempted? Now come to the allowances. Dearness allowance, dearness pay, CCA directly you write here. There is no fully taxable, but in the case of house rent allowances, some rules and regulations are there. Entertainment allowance over now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. This one is house rent allowance. Here again, employee is two parts. What are that? If employee residing in metro cities, nothing but Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, the least of the following three amount is allowed for exemption. Okay. If the employee is non-metro cities, nothing but other than Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, then you calculate some other rule. So what is the difference between metro and non-metro? Only third point only different, remaining all same. Okay. What is that? First, if the employee is living in metro cities, residing in metro cities, actual house rent allowance, that means how much amount they received for house rent allowances, and rent paid minus 10 percentage of salary and 50 percentage of salary. Okay. Actual HRA, rent paid minus 10 percentage of salary, 50 percentage of salary. Next, actual house rent allowances, rent paid minus 10 percentage of salary, 40 percentage of salary. What is the difference between metro and non-metro? Only 50 percentage, 40 percentage of salary only. So here one more important point is that salary means what? So here 50 percentage of salary, 10% of salary they given now. How to calculate this salary in the case of house rent allowances? Here salary means what? Basic pay only. But DA is included if it enters for retirement benefit plus commission, and commission is how fixed percentage of any percentage they given. And next, during the previous year, if salary, house rent allowance received, rent paid, and change of place or town where house is taken on rental basis are not same, then we have to calculate exemption amount on monthly basis only. That means in the case in question, they didn't given in any uh, relation in any items that consider as that monthly basis or yearly basis, or just monthly, you take monthly basis only. So salary means here what? Basic pay plus any dearness allowances in the case of retirement benefit, and commission, any commission is a percentage on turnover only. So actual HRA, rent paid minus 10 percentage of salary, 50% of salary, when only employee residing in metro cities only. If non-metro cities, actual HRA, rent paid minus 10 percentage, 40 percentage of salary. Whichever the least is that one is exemption from tax. For example, they given HRA, house rent allowances, 40,000. The exemption limit when you calculate this metro or non-metro, you get 20,000. So 40,000 minus 20,000, how much amount? 20,000. That 20,000 only have to write in table in a allowance under the allowances heading. Okay. Like that you have to calculate HRA, house rent allowances. These are all the main important points. Next to one more. One minute. You have textbooks now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
In that gratuity, rent-free accommodation is there. Only the important point is rent-free accommodation and house rent allowances, entertainment allowances. Okay. For rent-free accommodation, little bit confusion for you. Leave it. Just you write house rent allowances and what is that? Entertainment allowance. I will try to explain the rent-free accommodation also. Your textbook, which page? Rent-free accommodation comes under perquisites. Any medical facilities, any educational facilities, these are all comes under perquisites. Any free meals. What is the time now? 11:05 now. Shall I give the important questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Because only 20 minutes now. I think
Yes, ma'am.
next class 80% I doubt, 20%. If the next class also we will be there, I will continue the class. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, in first unit, short. First you write short questions. Short questions. Assessee, previous year, assessee, previous year, assessment year, person, income, direct tax, income tax, sorry, direct tax, indirect tax, deemed assessee,
Indirect tax after, ma'am.
Direct tax, indirect tax, deemed assessee. DEEMED, deemed assessee. Okay. Yeah. Next, long questions. Explain the difference between direct and indirect tax. Explain the difference between direct and indirect tax. Next, explain any 10 items. Explain any 10 items which are fully exempted from income tax. This one is very, very important.
Which are fully
Exempted from income tax. Okay. Just you have had 15 exempted items. You write the 15 items. Why? Because 15 marks question, a long question, theory question, important question, this one. And next, discuss briefly the provisions of discuss the briefly provisions of residential status of an individual. Okay. Yeah. So how to basic conditions, additional conditions are there now. How to decide that individual comes under resident, non-resident, resident, and honorary resident, resident, but not honorary resident. Okay. So this is the first unit. Exemptions are over, and yeah. Next to second unit. Entertainment allowance.
ma'am, long or short question, ma'am?
In this, for example, for 4 bits, the inbuilt house rent allowance, so perk visit, entertainment allowance, so and leave encashment salary. What is the meaning of that? Total in a per long question, they asked for 4 in one question. Like that. They in this no short questions, only long questions. Headings, each headings they divided into 2 parts. For example, in short bit, they asked just only entertainment allowance and house rent allowances. Next, if they're given in long question, they add two more. Okay.
Can you
Entertainment,
repeat the question?
entertainment allowance. Second, house rent allowance. Rent-free accommodation. Pension. Gratuity. Okay. Next, profits in lieu of salary.
Can you repeat profits of?
Profits in lieu of salary, LIEU.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Next to third heading, income from third unit, income from house property. In this, municipal tax, gross annual value, municipal tax, gross annual value, interest on loan, next, unrealized value, unrealized value, net annual value, next. Explain the provisions regarding computation of income from house property,
Ma'am, can you explain the provision?
regarding explain the provisions regarding computation of income from house property for both let out and self-occupied house. Both self-occupied house. ఏయ్ ఇది పోయిందేంది? Yeah. Now next, profits and gains of business or profession heading. Capital gain, long-term capital gain, sorry, profits and capital gains heading. Not business or profession, capital gains. Capital gain, long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain, indexed cost of acquisition, indexed cost of improvement, next. Explain the provisions of 54 under section 54, 54G, 54B. 54B. Okay, cost of acquisition, cost of improvement, indexed cost of acquisition, indexed cost of improvement, capital gain, long-term capital gain, how much percentage you have to calculate. Okay. Next, income from business or profession. Yeah. What are the expenses? What are the expenses? Disallowed as deduction in computing. Deduction in computing. Deduction in computing the profits of a business. Next.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
What are the expenses disallowed? What are the expenses disallowed as deduction in computing the profits of a business? In computing the profits of a business.
Okay, ma'am.
Next. What types of incomes are chargeable under the head profits and gains from business and profession. Profits and gains from business and profession. Next. Difference between revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. Difference between revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. Explain the concept of income and casual income. Explain the concept of income and casual income. Okay. Next. Income from other sources. What is meant by income from other sources? What is meant by income from other sources? Give 10 examples of income chargeable to tax, income chargeable to tax under this head. Income chargeable to tax under this head. Next, last question. Discuss the provisions relating to interest on bank deposits
Ma'am, can you repeat? Discuss the provision.
relating to provisions relating to interest on bank deposits and company deposits. Okay, in your textbook, backside of the each unit, there are fill in the blanks, MCQs, as the following. Is there now? Just he asked how much amount taxable the case of any person, individual or HUF, how to calculate residential status, how many basic conditions, what are that, additional conditions, what are that, and entertainment allowance, how much exemption, standard deduction, how much exemption under section 24E, what is the net annual value, how to calculate gross annual value formula, net annual value formula, either in fill in the blanks, MCQs or match the following. Like that only he asked. In the case of capital gains, cost of acquisition, indexed cost of acquisition, cost of improvement, indexed cost of improvement. Previous year index number is what?
Ma'am,
317.
we don't have MCQs, ma'am, from this year.
Uh,
Yes, the question paper pattern is changed.
what is the question paper pattern now?
Section C will be changed now. Big question will be there of 20 marks.
Only one question. There is no fill in the blanks MCQs.
Yes, ma'am. From this year onwards.
I am in your textbook. What is the pattern?
That
In
is old
textbook,
pattern, ma'am.
yes,
Ah,
ma'am.
who told now change?
University, Ambedkar University.
Okay, just you can first long questions, na first bit, short
First bit short
questions.
questions.
How many
Section
questions in that?
10 questions.
Out of 10?
Um, I think out of 10 we have to do 5.
Each carries how many marks?
Each carries 20 marks.
That one is comes under long question, na? Not short
Uh-huh.
bit. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Why 20, not 20? See, 520, 100, that over, na?
Sorry. In section A, we have 10 questions. From that, we have to do 4 questions. No,
Yeah.
5
Each,
questions. Each question is 4 marks. 5
ah,
4 20.
next.
The next is 5 questions. Each question 12 marks.
Next.
Next is 20 marks, one question. Next, section C.
See how many questions they given?
They will give only two questions. We have to do one.
One. Long
Yes.
question, that one. 15.
Yes, ma'am.
So for 4 marks question, 5 marks question, first bit,
4 marks.
4 marks. Okay. Now 12 marks question. Next to only 20 marks question.
Yes, section C.
Okay. So in for short bids, just in income tax purpose, they ask who is the assessee, what is the previous year, what is the assessment year, capital gains means what, index cost of acquisition means what, index cost of improvement is what, next to what is that in income from other sources, so interest on securities, how to calculate, and any exemptions. That means in the case of income salary compulsory, they ask house rent allowance. Just they given so and so person. That one is comes under government employee, non-government employee. And in the case of entertainment allowance, in the case of HRA, you have to find out metro cities or non-metro cities. So they given so and so employee live in non-metro cities, received HRA this much, rent paid this much. How you calculate unexempted amount for a HRA. So they given salary also. Salary includes in the case of HRA basic pay plus dearness allowances when a retirement benefit is there and contribution like that. Okay. Like that, you have to find out the HRA, entertainment allowance, and perk visits, so rent-free accommodation. I given the important questions. They given small question also. So I think long question they given income from salary. Just you find out the which one is fully taxable. Just you write in table. That's all. After that, you come to unexempted amount. Entertainment allowances. First, you write in allowances heading. After that, you calculate how much amount exempted from entertainment allowance. Okay. Shall I close?
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, ma'am.
All the best.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you,
Uh,
ma'am.
Thank you,
if,
ma'am.
if if next class also class is there, I will take the class.
Okay, ma'am.
All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Bye.